Today I am talking about some groups that I like for week 9. Nothing is set in stone yet. I'm not entering my lineups yet. This is just kind of like a first look potential type um, video. I have been trying to grind out the daily dollar, but instead I think I'm going to come to the 10-cent arcade, 15K in prizes, 750 up top. I think I'm going to throw in about 7 entries into the 15K dime package. So here's some ways I think you can leverage the field, some stacks that I like that might be chalky. So let's get into it. My Watson and Fuller stack. I don't think I have to sell you on this stack. Um, Going against Jacksonville, you want to play the pass game, but there is a piece that I want to include in this stack, and that's James Robinson at 7K. James Robinson is a pure tournament play. We've seen the 34-point upside from him when he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. But we also saw the 10-point floor going against Indy. That is a hard defense. I do think people will be on the cheaper side of Jacksonville with Chark or Schultz, and I think James Robinson at 7K is going to be forgotten, especially with James Conner in that price range at 6.9K. I think James Conner against Dallas with a Pittsburgh defense bringback is going to be very popular, and rightfully so. I think I'm myself will have lineups like that. But I do like James Robinson in this spot. Going against Houston has high potential to catch 4 to 5 balls and get handed the ball, you know, 10 to 12 times. If he gets that usage, I think he's going to hit value at going against Houston. But there is also the possibility that James Robinson can get you 10 points and, you know, just decimate this lineup. But if I'm putting in 7, I think James Robinson is worth the risk in this game environment where I'm playing Watson and either Fuller or Cooks. If you want to go full game stack and include Cooks in lineups like this, you can. That's not the route I'm going to go. I'm going to choose one of these guys depending on ownership. But I do think James Robinson is going to be a forgotten piece that I might include in some of my lineups, knowing that James Robinson is a boom bust type option going against Houston. Solid tournament to play. Another group that I like Josh Allen, I like Stefon Diggs, and then we're going to bring this one back with a Tyler Lockett. If you want to, you can manipulate this group in multiple ways. But I like Stefon Diggs in this spot. Um, just getting a ton of targets. 16 in week 5, 8 in week 6, 11 in week 7, and 9 in week 8. Do I think he's going to see 16? No, but 8 to 12 is a good range for Stefon Diggs. And Stefon Diggs does have that big play ability. Now, there are times where Josh Allen will miss Stefon Diggs on a big throw down the field. And those times are frustrating. But the big play ability for Stefon Diggs is there. Going against Seattle, I don't think this stack is going to be particularly chalky, but I do think this does have potential to garner a lot of ownership. I do like Stefon Diggs in this spot. I do like Josh Allen in this spot. So Allen to Diggs, bringing it back with Lockett, taking Lockett over Metcalf because Buffalo does struggle with guarding the slot receiver, which Tyler Lockett is. I would like to, so in that matchup, I would like to take the savings with Tyler Lockett and play him against Buffalo. If you want to play DK Metcalf, you can, but I'd rather just take the savings on Lockett. And then, of course, you could do this the other way with Russ Wilson, Lockett, bring it back with Diggs. Like, you can do that. That's fine. And then another group that I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making my Dalvin Cook groups because Dalvin Cook is going to be chalky. I do think coming off the week he had last week, a lot of people are going to own him in a good matchup against Detroit, who does give up a lot of fantasy points to the running back position. I think you could plug in Dalvin Cook. Now, this is where it gets interesting. With Galladay out, I don't know if I want to play Marvin Jones at 5,100 or TJ Hawkinson at 5,100. This is a potential group. Stafford to Hawkinson. I do think that Hawkinson can get you there without getting a touchdown, but I do think his touchdown upside increases with if Galladay is out, and Galladay is doubtful. So if Hawkinson is out, if Galladay is out, I do like Hawkinson, as I do think he will see an increase in red zone usage, which makes him more viable. If you want to play Marvin Jones, that's fine. If you want to play Danny Amendola at 3,700, that's fine. But I think in my Dalvin Cook lineups, I will be grouping him with Stafford, with Hawkinson. I like the touchdown upside there. If you want to get off Dalvin Cook altogether, which I don't think I'm going to be able to bring myself to do in some of these lineups, then you can play Kirk Cousins. You can pair him with either Thielen or Jefferson or both, and then just do like a DeAndre Swift type lineup, which I don't think this is the route I'm going to go, but you can go this way. Or if you want to bring it back with like the cheap option with Amendola, I think that is a viable group that you can play that will be low owned, but not the way I want to go. Arizona going against Miami, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, bring that back with Devontae Parker. I don't want to play Gaskin in this spot. I think Gaskin is going to be the popular bring back group. I'd rather take the role with Parker, who doesn't have the safest floor, but I do think in this position where Miami is going to be forced to pass the ball and forced to be in a pace-up situation, I do think Devontae Parker becomes more viable of an option going against Arizona. I do think this Miami passing game is more viable going against Arizona. And I do think I'm going to have a lineup that looks like this. Tua Tagovailoa going against Arizona in a pace-up spot. I think this is a good matchup for Tua and this passing game. And if I'm playing Tua against Arizona, I'm going to be playing Parker And then I'll go with the expensive option on the other side with DeAndre Hopkins. Tua Tagovailoa, I don't think I'm going to take the wait and see approach on Tua Tagovailoa. I think I'm going to get in on Tua this week in Arizona in one of my lineups. If Tua burns me, fine, I'm willing to take that. But I think this lineup, if hitting a ceiling, does have the potential to win me a tournament. Dude, now am I super confident that Tua is going to go off? No. Do I know there's potential that a lineup with Tua can tank? Sure. But going against Arizona at 5,500, getting a $10,000 stack, I definitely think it's worth the risk. If everybody's going to take the wait and see approach on Tua, I'm willing to go in and say, I want to play him in one of my 7 lineups. Because if Tua goes off and Parker goes off, I do think there is potential that I can win this tournament. Playing Tua is extremely risky and only for large field tournaments like I'm playing in. And do I think Tua is the best median projection play? No, but I do think he has a lot of upside. At 5,500 and 5,200, I think this stack is cheap enough to warrant taking the risk. And then my last stack, the Pittsburgh-Dallas game. Now, this is something I think is going to be popular. And again, if you want to play James Conner, you want to play the Steelers defense, I won't talk you out of it. This is a stack that I'm going to be on in lineups. But I think this is going to be lower owned. I think Ben Roethlisberger going against Dallas, good matchup. Ben Roethlisberger hasn't done anything stunning, but also hasn't burnt you. And playing him with Deontay Johnson, 5K. His usage has kind of been yo-yoing, but he can get you 1 point if he gets hurt. But if Deontay Johnson does stay healthy, he does have the potential to pay off this salary. At Denver, put up 23 points. Tennessee put up 29 points. The big question mark with Deontay Johnson is, can he stay healthy? And if Deontay Johnson can stay healthy, I think Ben Roethlisberger to Deontay Johnson is a stack that I'm willing to play to get off of the James Conner chalk. Now, again, I don't have ownership, so I don't know who's going to be chalky, who's going to be low owned, but going off of gut feel as of right now, I do think James Conner and the Steelers defense is going to be the cheaper of the two pieces. Deontay Johnson is risky simply because he can't stay healthy, but if he does stay on the field, I do think this stack will crush going against Dallas, while still getting upside of the Steelers defense. Staying off the James Conner chalk, Roethlisberger and Johnson can be a very, very viable play. But again, without ownership, I don't know how I'm going to play it. So this is my multi-entry grouping video, some groups that potentially I like to play. I haven't made any of my lineups yet. It's only Tuesday. By Thursday, I might have some of my lineups in. I'm taking in more things into consideration. So, yeah, that is my video. Thank you all for watching. Agree or disagree, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, thumbs it down and tell me how I could do better. And I'll see you on the next one.